Hi and welcome to the seventh tutorial video of IoT and Embedded Cybersecurity. Remember in my last video we looked at how to develop our custom apps by going through this IoT pipeline. So in that video I showed you how to set up your MQTT for your communication between your Pico-W or your Pico-W and the cloud server. Alright, so today I'll be talking about how to create a simple dashboard by using the MQTT protocol. So this is how our IoT application looks like. So if you are just joining, please go to our previous videos from tutorial 1, video 1, all through to video 6. I talked about how to set up your IoT temperature and humidity controller. So basically, this IoT device will be sending the temperature and humidity data, then the relay status via our MQTT protocol to the broker. From the broker that is being deployed using the IveMQ public broker, we're going to be retrieving our data on our web application. So I will show you how to create this simple web application to monitor the temperature, humidity, and relay status, and also to control the switching on and switching off of the relay using this push button. So we can switch on the relay with this push button and we can switch it off. Alright, so without waste of time, let's see how to quickly do that. So for this web application, we'll be using the Spyder IDE. So Spyder IDE is a very good integrated development environment to develop your Python project. So I do use this. So if you want to use Spyder, you need to go to this link and download the Spyder. So it's free of charge. You can just download and install on your system. Next, we're going to use the Flask framework. The Flask is a lightweight Whiskey web application framework. Okay, so this Whiskey is known as a web server gateway interface. Web server gateway interface. So basically, it's a simple convention for web servers to forward requests to web applications or frameworks written in the Python programming language. Okay, so you can go to this link and find out more about the Flask. Flask is quite easy to use for development of web applications, APIs, and so on and so forth. Alright, so these are the steps we're going to follow. Step 1 is to install the Spyder IDE. So you go to this link, install your Spyder IDE. After installing the Spyder IDE, you can open it. Alright, so I'm going to open my Spyder IDE to show you how it looks like. Okay, so once you install your Spyder IDE, you can just open it up. So this is how your Spyder IDE looks like. Okay, so you have your editor where you write your script files. Okay, and you have the console. Okay, so this console is more like a shell where it outputs your results and you can type some simple commands. You have your variable explorer, your plots. So if there's any plot that's attached to your codes, you can visualize this there, right? So there are several videos online that shows you how to use your Spyder IDE. I can add the link in the description below. So after you've installed your Spyder IDE, the next thing is you need to install required packages. So we have the following packages: Flask. Okay, so Flask is the web framework we are using. Then we need to install Flask Socket IO. Okay, so this is going to help us to create a web socket that manages our communication between um, web the web server and each device that connects to the website. Okay, then we have the eventlet. This helps us to manage also the IO communication. All right, then we have the POW MQTT. So this is a client MQTT library that we need to install into our Python environment. So to install all of this, all you need to do is to copy these codes: pip install flask all this code the way it is written, and you go to your Spyder IDE. You come to your Spyder IDE, you come to the console, okay. So you come to your console, okay. Let me restart the console so you can restart your kernel. Just press here, right here. Okay, so when you restart your console, then you come here. Okay, so you copy those codes, pip install. So I'm going to copy them in a minute. So you copy them and you paste it here, okay, and you press enter. So but make sure you are connected to the internet. Your system is connected to the internet. So when you press enter, it will try to install each of these frameworks or libraries as Flask, Flask-Socket IO, Eventlet, Power, MQTT. So while that is going on, so this may take some time. Once you press enter, it tries to connect and it searches for the libraries and it tries to install. So in case you are just installing for the first time, you see it install. If it's already there, it will tell you system requirement met. Okay. So while that is installing, let's go back to our slides. So let's see what each of those libraries or packages stands for. So we have the Flask, right? So this helps us to create our web applications. Okay, it manages our back-end web server. Okay, it manages the back-end web server, the Flask. Okay, so you can provide API endpoints for control commands, creating web application. Then the Flask Socket IO is a real-time browser communication. Okay, so this manages the instant updates. It allows you to update your web app in real time. Okay, so it's a communication that manages all the communication, a protocol that manages the communication between your MQTT communications from your Pico-W and the web application. Okay, then the eventlet is an async engine for handling many clients. So this helps you to handle so many clients. So many people are connecting to your website or your web application. So this helps you to manage it. So it's handling many simultaneous WebSocket connections. Okay. Then the POW MQTT communicates with IoT device via the MQTT. So connecting to the MQTT broker. So that's how it works. So these are the packages or libraries required for this application development. So the next thing is to create a folder structure for your project. So basically you create a folder. This is a folder. It could be any name, but in this case I'm just using IoT_dashboard. Then in that folder you create a Python file called the app.py. Then you also create another folder. Okay, this is another folder called templates. So that folder will hold all your HTML files. So this is your index. That's the first page of your website or web application. So index.html. Alright, so once you've done that, so this is an example how it looks like. So you can see the folder IoT dashboard. In this folder I have this folder templates and app. Then if you click onto these templates, you see my index HTML. So let's see how to implement this in our Spyder IDE. Alright, so this is the Spyder IDE environment. So the first thing, like I said, is for us to paste our install our packages. So we use pip install Flask socket IO. So I'm going to expand this so that you can see. So the pip helps you to install the following packages: Flask socket IO, Eventlet, and Power MQTT. So you press enter button. So make sure you are connected to the internet, otherwise it will not work. So let's make sure we are connected to the internet. Okay, so we are connected, that's fine. Alright, okay. So once you press enter, it says requirement already satisfied. Why? Because I've already installed my Flask and some of the other packages. So requirement already satisfied for Power. So if you already have them installed, then it tells you requirement already satisfied. Okay. So the next thing is for you to create your folder. So you go to your desktop. So I've done that here already. So I created a folder dashboard. I created this app. So for you to create this app and templates, the index HTML file in your template. Okay. So let's see how to do that quickly. Let's say we are doing it for the first time. So you can just click new folder. Okay. So maybe you could put web dash. So you can name it anything. Okay. Then in that folder, you have to create a new folder called templates. Okay. Now I haven't done that. So the next thing is we come here. So this is a new script file. So we can say save as file, save as. We go into that particular folder we created. Let's see. Yeah, this web dash. Okay. So you create your first app.py. Then click save. Okay. So if I go back to that folder now, it's there. You can see app.py. So it's a Python file. Then for this template, I need to create an HTML file. So I'll click on new file, new file. Okay. So this says untitled.py. Then I will save it. Control save as file. Save as. Come into this template folder and put index dot html, index.html, then click save. Alright, so again, if you go back into that folder, you see templates index.html. So that's what you're meant to do. So now for these two files, first we're going to copy this code and paste for our app.py. So that's the Python code that runs your connections and every other thing. Why the HTML just renders your web dashboard, okay, or your website or whatever you have. So because of time, I will just go and copy the codes. So I'm going to provide a link to all the codes so that for you to quickly set up yours, and if you wish to modify, you can do that later. So let's come by IoT dashboard. So I'm going to open this. Okay. This. Okay. So you're just going to copy the codes. Okay. Control A, Control C, and paste it here. All right. So let's just go through the codes quickly. From Flask, import flags. So it's going to import all the flags and that templates readers. From import power.mqtt client as mqtt, import your trading JSON file. So this creates your app. Okay. Then we're going to create default values for our temperature, humidity, and relay status. This is going to be displayed on our dashboard. Okay. Then of course we configure our MQTT broker. So we're using the broker.hive.mqtt.com and port 1883. Okay. So the topic to subscribe to receive the data is Pico/data, while the topic to publish on the MQTT is Pico./control. So we're going to be publishing our commands through this topic. Then everything goes on. So just go through the codes. All right. So create your client for your MQTT. Connect your client. Then you create a thread. All right. So this thread allows you multiple devices to access our web dashboard. Okay. Our application dashboard. All right. Then the flags route. Okay. The index. Okay. So once we run this app, it will open this index.html and render all our values of temperature, humidity, and relay status. Okay, and this handles our control using the post method. Okay, so that's all. So once this is done, then for the HTML, let's get the code for the HTML. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to open this, edit, open with. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of this again as well because of time. Control C. So I'll share the codes with you. Check the link in the description section. Okay, so I'll create a save. So we have the two files, the index.html file, okay, and the app.py. Save. Right. So now, once these two files are in there, so the next thing is we need to run. So you click on run. Again, make sure you are connected to the internet. So it's trying to open our application. Okay, so it says this is a development server. So currently, where this server is configured to be in development mode. Is when we have finished, then we have to create debug equal to false. All right, but now it's currently running as under development mode. So the next thing is to view our dashboard. You just copy this http://122.0.1.5,000. So you copy, Control C, and open any browser. Okay, you open any browser. So let me open one browser here. So you paste in you copy and paste the IP address here. So currently, computer is hosting our server. So we just press enter. Press enter. All right. So this shows the dashboard. All right. So we need to go to our tuning IDE. Make sure our device is connected. As you can see, then I'm going to run. You select from our previous firmware we developed, which is the relay underscore DHT underscore MQTT underscore robust.py. So you run this again. All right, so it says system is starting, connecting to MQTT. So let's give it a few seconds for it to come up. Okay, MQTT connected. All right, so currently is publishing the following. The release status is off, humidity is 16, and temperature is 29. So let's check our dashboard and see. Okay, so as you can see, the temperature is 29 degrees, humidity is 16, and it says release status is off. Right. So I'm going to click this on button. Okay. All right, so as you can see, our relay is off. So we can control the relay by switching it on with this press button. So I'm going to turn it on. So currently it's off. So I'm going to press it on. Okay, so you can see the relay is on, the green light is up, and of course the title says relay on. Okay, so also this will change after a few seconds. So to tell you the relay is on. Then we can switch it off as well with our button. So if I say switch off, so this allows you to control your IoT device from anywhere as long as you are connected to the internet and you have access to your web application. So it says off, okay, and relay is off here, and of course the status is going to change because this refreshes I think every 5 seconds off. So we can modify that as well. All right. So this is how to set up a very basic web application for our IoT systems. So there are a lot of things you could do to make your dashboard more interesting. Maybe to, instead of displaying this way, you could include gauges for your temperature, for your humidity, some display panels for your release status, then make your button maybe toggle buttons instead of having two buttons, just single button that's on and off, and you can create a graph that shows you the historical values of your temperature and humidity. All right, so maybe in future video I'll show you how to do that, and bear in mind you can do some of these things, create this web application with ChatGPT or some of the AI tool out there. You don't need to go into deep coding. So with the right prompt, your ChatGPT will give you a very beautiful dashboard for your IoT project. So I'm going to stop here, and we continue in our next video. So if you have learned anything, you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others so that they can also learn along. So see you in my next video. Thank you and bye.